DieselDome is certainly one of the games of all time. It answers the age-old question of what if the Romans discovered the art of industrial fracking before the Americans? In this alternate reality where the Roman Empire not only survived but prospered in a diesel-punk utopia, so has the population's excessive lust for bloodshed. Gladiators still fight on in various arenas filled with enemies of plenty to entertain the populace. However, we are not alone on this journey to manually reduce the tourism influx into the Colosseum. Since we are the average Sicilian male, our diet consists entirely of deep-fried cheese and diesel, letting us do incredible feats of acrobatics and strength, and with the various upgrades and enhancements on your journey, you can make your gladiator truly game-breaking. All of this is probably thanks to the fact that the devs thought it was a good idea to give gladiators fucking guns, which, yeah, I can't argue, it really was. Gameplay feels like a love child of Quake, Titanfall, and Ultrakill, all impregnated by the glorious seed of Julius Caesar. The art direction is incredibly fun, and all of this makes DieselDome into the game version of just hell yeah. But before we indulge in the endlessly replayable galore of guts and glory, we must first go over the basics. Since a demo key was very generously bestowed upon me by the very nice and perfectly sane developers, I get to try the game before its full release. And in true European fashion, the game begins with us in the average Italian Airbnb, where we are able to modify and upgrade our fighters. Of course, my monkey brain saw the damage upgrade and immediately spent my life savings on making my bullets hit a bit harder. Loading into the tutorial, which is pretty bare bones but does its job pretty well, we are, like a child, taught the basic motor skills like running around, sliding, wall running, and also this. Dear devs, if this is a bug, please don't remove it. In true American fashion, we are taught to mercilessly gun down a little person, but don't worry, he can most certainly take it. The spawning mechanics of enemies are also introduced, where the waves of enemies start spawning on one of the numerous areas the arena is divided into. This is pretty much the blood and bones of DieselDome. With you zooming around the map like a cracked up spider monkey, movement not only becomes a fun mechanic, but the optimal way to play. Most enemies are not fucking around, and can end your run in seconds if you don't move out the way. Just like you should end that subscribe button, by the way. Although the movement can seem a bit finicky at first, it's extremely rewarding to actually get the hang of, and learning to both shoot and move is incredibly fun when you do manage to do it. Tech like wall running and grappling is also paramount, with the map being hand-built to support it. Talking about enemies, there are 7 in the game so far, ranging from Grants to tanks to this fucking thing. I guess the devs just strapped Joe Swanson to a helicopter and called it a day. They really force you to use all of your movement tech and weapons at hand, whether it's rounding them up for tons of splash damage to take out the entire groups, or isolating the few high health enemies and picking them off with a high damage attack. The weapons are managed in 2 ways, classes and upgrades. The class is something you choose before you enter the arena, giving you a baseline on your speed, damage, and health, as well as giving you unique weapons and ult attacks. The first we get accustomed to is the Assault class, whose primary weapon is a fast-firing Gatling gun, which deals sort of low damage at the cost of a much higher fire rate and accuracy. Overall, it's a pretty great all-rounder class that is both rewarding and forgiving for new players. Next is the Shotgun class, which is personally my favorite. With massive damage output, it trades range and fire rate for the ability to give entire groups of enemies with both its primary high-spread shotgun fire and secondary grenade launcher, which with upgrades become even more devastating. And then the Sniper, which grants you a grappling hook, another useful movement utility that helps you quickly change direction mid-air and control your movements more fluidly, and with the Crossbow, a very high damage weapon with low mag capacity that excels at single target kills and high priority targets. While you go ham in the arenas, you will be able to level up, giving you various perks to upgrade your character's speed, damage, and even summoned allies to help you survive longer. You can also buy permanent, passive, and class-specific upgrades in the main menu using money you earned by surviving in the arena or by completing bets, which are challenges that take money to accept but give you a huge payout if you complete the conditions. I'm just gonna say the shotgun with exploding bullets is actually fucking broken. And this is kind of the best thing about DieselDome. The philosophy that being overpowered is not necessarily a bad thing is something I appreciate a lot in this game. The devs know that through compounding upgrades and abilities as you play the game, your character becomes crazy strong and thus crazy fun to play. Despite DieselDome still being in heavy development, it's an extremely fun experience, and although the movement and visuals may appear janky at times, The devs are hard at work to patch things up and are actively making the game better, with content updates and bug fixes well in the works. That being said, if you want to see the trailers for yourself and give the devs some love and support for this really promising upcoming title, I'll have their Steam page and YouTube channel linked right here in the description. Be sure to check out their demo when it releases on Steam on the 14th of October, by the way. DieselDome is still very much in the works, but I'm very excited as to what the game will become within a few months of release. And as always, this was Cold Brew. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to the team behind DieselDome for giving me this opportunity to cover a sick new upcoming game. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!